folks, in this episode we're going to talk about decisions. Making them, having them, choosing the correct ones. Okay, the first decision that I have to make is how I'm going to tell this guy that keeps turning up on site asking for a job that we don't have one. I've told him, but he just doesn't get it. Alright, I had to do that in the nicest way possible. But this guy has turned up on site every week since the start of the job. We're now like 6 weeks in, asking for a job on a telehandler. I've tried to explain to him that we don't need a telehandler driver. At first he thought he could override me and go to the site manager, who's actually below me if you want to get into management structures. Then the site manager told him no, and now he's gone back and he's come back to ask me. It's really hard not to be rude because it's exactly what I did when I first started out. I just turned up on sites and asked for a job. But when someone says no, you have to respect that decision. And this guy didn't, so the problem I have is if I'd have sent the site manager to tell him, he most likely would have kicked off and, well, I wouldn't like to think what would happen. So I was just polite and I let him know. Time, so before I get into the subject of today, which is decisions, I'm gonna take the drone up for a flight. Hopefully it doesn't do what it did last time, which is just take off and disappear. Let's try it, fingers crossed. The drone footage, but today is a day forward because yesterday, when we were supposed to be talking about decisions, it got incredibly busy. Yes, so let's get back to talking about decisions. Tuesday, after the bank holiday, I had a ton of people that arrived on site, subcontractors, and they got questions about everything. And sometimes the thing that I find hard in construction is responsibility, taking responsibility, and more importantly making key decisions. So I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of drawing. Okay. So I have made this list, and this is kind of what I used this week on Tuesday when I had a crap load of questions asked of me. So here's what I do. Ooh, I had to sort this hair out. Okay, most importantly. Okay, so I check the drawing. Then if that doesn't work, I phone the designer. If that doesn't work, I phone the client. And if that doesn't work, I ask someone who has experience. And if that doesn't work, you panic. No, you don't panic, you don't panic. There's quite a lot of things on a construction site that need a decision, and you can't always get the answer from the correct source within the right timescales. And when your back's up against the wall and the pressure's on, you have to make a decision, and it can be difficult. Yeah, because you don't know if you're doing the right thing, and you hope that it's not the wrong decision. But I've just learned that if you've gone through a process of each one of those and you still don't have an answer, you just got to make an educated guess and look at whether, oh, I have got a piece of paper for that, make an educated guess. Then you've got to assess, does this decision have a high impact or a low impact? For example, the guys were asking me where the ducting for the electric and the BT and the water is supposed to go in the shop building, and we don't have this on a drawing. The client did have the information, we didn't really know. It's not a massively high impact, as in it doesn't have a massive, it doesn't cause a massive issue if the ducts go out of one side of the building or the other. It just means that you have to duct around to where they're supposed to be. So the decision was, I took them out the back end of the building. Making a structural decision is something you probably never should do, and I have never done. I'd rather wait for the information to come through and say, look, there was a time delay because I didn't have the information, because I'm not a structural engineer. So you need to know what decisions you can make within your capabilities. Sometimes I think I'm only qualified to decide what I should eat for lunch. But there you go. I hope you like the drone footage from today. I didn't crash it, which is a success. It's incredibly busy. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to try and do a better vlog. Yeah, I'm out.